What's new with you?
I ran into some goblins in the woods not long ago. Nasty little beasts.
I can't stand the sight of those creatures.
Safe travels.
Good day. Go ahead.
Okay. Roxy in.
Hello there.
What brings
Hi
you?
Still
there.
no news out of Elsewell since everybody
Make sure not to
vanished.
eat nightshade.
How are you
It's very
today?
poisonous. No doubt.
How about that?
Safe travels.
Have you heard any word
Be
about
seeing
the
you.
other province?
What can I do for you? I saw a wraith once. It's Goodbye. I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent.
How do you have the gift from a... You just go give them to her. No need to let her know where they came from. It doesn't matter, so long as she's happy. Just give them to her. Say they're from a friend. You
It seems
too.
Somerset Isle has become a much...
I don't know how to make this request any simpler, but to put it bluntly, Raylan the Gravefinder must die.
A few months ago, that witch of a necromancer decided to inhabit Moss Rock. I don't know what she does in there. Frankly, I don't want to know. However, I do know that after she arrived, the woods at night became unsafe. I've seen undead of all types walking in the dark woods near the cave entrance. Now this area is getting a bad reputation, and my business has waned. Every day, it seems the number of undead increase. If someone can get into the cave and her death pays a handsome bounty. We've had travelers through recently that say it's turned into a ghost town. Everyone vanished without a trace. I would gladly... A gift? For me? Oh my. This is from Pranel, isn't it? He is such a sweet man. I do enjoy his company, but I'm afraid I just don't have romantic feelings for him. Well, these are simply beautiful. Thank you so much. And there's no need to let him know that I know where they came from. You understand. Raylan will finally
Hello.
get
How are
what's
you?
coming to her.
Fantastic.
Have you given Malene... Ah, wonderful. I'm sure they'll make her happy. It's the least I can do. She's brought so much joy into my life, whether she knows it or not. Thank you for indulging an old man's whims. Now, you wanted to learn something about heavy armor, didn't you? I think I can help. Knowledge is the key to success in any endeavor.
He can't even train me.
Good that you want to get better. Speed,
Thank
too.
Excellent. Have you heard any word about the other provinces?
Fuck it.
I understand
Vicenti's
Daedra worship has
unfamiliar.
become increasingly prevalent in the Somerset Isle.
It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous place.
So long.
I don't know how...
I offer the finest goods and the lowest prices in all Cyrodiil. Thank you. Come. Raylan will finally get what's coming to her.
Hi there. Go ahead. Take Cheydinhall, for example. Pretty little town. But the Count's a dark elf, and it's crawling with orc thugs and gangsters. You
What?
too.
Hello. Yes? Be seeing you.
Mm-hmm. Really, there's a Vavitch in here. Who must die. Some fight they put up. Open up.
You're pathetic.
Oh, they be worshipping Malak Baal.
Do your worst.
Why are you running? Huh. Hey, thank you for the follow. A Gloom Wraith. I've fought one of those before. Yeah, not worth it. Oh. I hit the wrong button. much weight do I have? A little bit. Ah. I see. I would assume that key is meant to unlock the door that I just kind of brute forced my way through. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Problem done. Problem solved. Let's head back to the inn and get our bounty. Yep.
How are you?
Hello.
I've been better.
Nibene is a
I assume you've dealt with... I realize it's in poor taste to celebrate anyone's demise, but Raylan was evil through and through.
True.
You've done the right thing. I believe we had a contract. Here's my part.
Hey, that's a go by
I
on
suppose
mine.
for
I have a
saving my
moment.
business.
What is it?
I won't forget it.
You're welcome.
I'm listening. Please, go ahead.
What's going on with you?
They say syndicates of wizards have led a boycott of Imperial goods in the land of the Altmer.
It seems Somerset Isle has become a much more dangerous place.
Be seeing you.
What's your story?
How do you do?
Good afternoon.
What's new with you?
Sounds like the Empire has given up on stopping the skooma trade and elsewhere. And I hear the tribal chiefs are supporting the Renridra Kryn.
That skooma trade is bad business, and the Renridra Kryn are just a bunch of thugs.
Farewell.
Do you need something? Hello there.
Hi there. How are you? How are you? What is it now? How goes it? What brings you here?
Orcs don't ride horses, they eat horses. And sometimes I think they're the smart ones. Wait, maybe it's Dunmer who eat horses. Goodbye.
Good day. Hello there.
What is it?
Still no news out of Elswell since everybody vanished. Strange business.
How goes it?
No doubt.
Take care.
Hail! Greetings.
Well met. What is it? How are you?
I've been better.
I ran across a ghost once. Seemed to suck the energy right out of me.
How about that?
What's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
What is it?
I have heard that Nord warriors have traveled from Skyrim with Orc mercenaries to assault the Redoran of Morrowind.
I'm not surprised. It seems that Skyrim is always involved in a border dispute.
Take care.
Okay.
How are you? You too? Yes? Bye.
Okay. I think it is time to go back to the Shimmering Isles. And finish this quest line out.
Hello there. You can't see me. You can't.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes? What is it?
If you want to get close to the heretics, try putting on their robes.
I've heard that. It's best to steer clear of them, though.
I hope I'm not dreaming.
You helped us at Cylon. The Maskin do not forget their friends.
True. Where do we need to go? We need to go there. Okay, it's not getting any farther, any closer. Need to. Ugh. Losing it. I'm losing my mind. The garden. Kinda gross. that is a trap. Okay, my HUD at the top is messed up. Oh yes, T-pose at me. That's a really good bit. What's my weight at? Ooh. Right, I grabbed a bunch of shit. I meant to sell it. Oh. Mm. Oh. That is one of the things I needed. Huge. Thank you, random mysterious light. What the shit? Oh. Essence of breath. Okay. It's two of the things that I needed. Okay. Obviously not there. Let's check this way. Oh, it might just be up. Yep. Okay. Let's check this way. I think this was the... There's so many monsters in this game that we just don't see in Skyrim. Like the... It could just be like location, whatever. Like, of course, a lot of these guys, I mean, obviously they're only going to be here. But, like, the ogres, for instance, like, you don't see those. I don't know if there's any minotaurs or not. I don't think there is. But even like the different skeletons, which, you know, you can make the argument for the Draugr, and, you know. But then again, there's zombies in this game, which are basically Draugr. But not really, because higher level Draugr are so much scarier than higher level zombies. This game... This game simplifies a lot, but I also feel like it's to the point where, now that I'm aware, I can just go to Umbra just in the beginning, cause her to, you know, cause her to fall down that pit there in the beginning a bunch, and she just dies from gravity. Like I did before. It would have to be smart and not get hit by her because she would one-shot me, but then again, you get the second, like third best armor in the game. Oh, it brought me over here. Hold on. Did I just go in a circle and not actually gain anything? I can't go back that way, can I? Hold on. Hold on. That's where I was supposed to come back this way. I mean, it makes sense. This is the beginning. Ow. But I was saying, right, because you just get Umbra and her armor, because the weapon is the best weapon in the game, and it's the highest damage stat of any weapon. I think even more than, yeah, like Daedric maces, notably. I haven't seen any like two-handers really. But excuse me. But it does, what, 27? 20? No, it's 28. I don't know why it's a little less. Maybe because it's starting to break. But yeah, which is just really cool. What was I saying? Right, you can get a step super easy. I didn't swap off of Umbra's armor until I got this armor set. For a couple of different reasons. I think the biggest reason being I like the look of it. But also the set you get from completing the main story was just worse. It had lower stats on it. Notably, I think it had enchantments on it. I'll have to go check. I believe it may have had enchantments on it. Which some could argue make it better, but then you talk about Umbra not having enchantments means you can put your own. But even then, I don't really see the point. Because the few enchantments I have, because the way that everything works in this game. Because yes, I could fortify my block. So then it's good in that moment, but once you hit 100, then it's just useless. That's like, I could fortify, because it's fortified luck, right? Like, yeah, 6 points of luck. That's gonna be, that is huge, because that boosts everything, I believe. Maybe that's why. Hold on. Actually, I don't know what luck does. Affects all your skills, having an effect on everything you do. Yeah. So 6 points into luck, which is just the best stat in the game. That one's huge. That one's good. And you can only level it up once per level up. And it uses 4 points, so you wouldn't even want to level it up super early. I think it's good. But putting stuff like, increase your willpower and everything, by the time you get that, by the time that starts becoming useful, I mean, it takes no time. Like, I think I had max strength, max willpower, max, what's the other one? Intelligence, yeah. Like, I had these 3 things maxed super early. I know these 2, because I put 5 points. Which, if you wanted to make the argument for the speed and everything else, you can even talk about weapons, but then again, like, if you're talking about this sort of stuff, where it's like disintegrate armor, disintegrate weapons, that's on self? No. What? No. Like, Fortified Mercantile. The only reason I made this set, like, it's actually like spell absorption, maybe stuff like that. Resistance spell, like resistant ones. Like, yeah, I could see those being useful. This is probably what I'll put on mine. Like, Now, if I could even get the deflect damage, if I get that more, I think that would just be better. That would be awesome. I could deflect a bunch more damage. That would be pretty good. It's not stuff on that. Because then, I'll be much more tankier. It's honestly what I might do. I might do the deflect stuff. Deflect spells, deflect normal damage, all that. But I wonder if I can do that. I'll have to check. I think that's the one thing that Skyrim kind of has over this game, and I think it's the crafting. Because, yes, this game has a little bit more of base game. Like, it's a bit more streamlined, but Skyrim, notably Skyrim's newer, so it's gonna be better. Well, not better. They're gonna have things that they added to it. Oh, I ain't gonna. But I think crafting revolutionized Skyrim. I think I do like the spellcrafting in this game. I wish that they had stuck more with that. I wish they had kept that. I understand why they didn't. was because it was very strong. I haven't even gone into the meat of it. When you're talking, I can... If I can enchant weapons to increase my destruction, like I did with my mercantile, I can get my destruction to level 10 super early. If I put like create a spell to like fortify willpower or something, you can just create a bunch of spells. I know that the Spiffin Brit on YouTube, he's a good guy to watch. He does a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily call it just Bethesda content. He does a lot of exploits, and Bethesda games are full of them. But a lot of it is like taking, for instance, in this game, I don't know if you can still do it, but the way that your damage is calculated, like your physical damage, it's based on your fatigue. So which is your stamina, your green bar. So if it's at full, when you hit someone, you do 100% of your attack. If it's less than that, then you only do like that much percentage of it, right? You can, if you use spells like Fortify Fatigue, then it will take whatever that percentage is and like give it to you as a multiplier. So, if you have 100 fatigue and you give yourself 80 more points, that's 0.8 times more, right? There's a way to get to 1 fatigue. And if you create a spell that gives you, again, let's say 80 fatigue, then you're doing 80 times the damage, which is just ridiculous. There's a way you do it. It's super, you have to cheese a bunch of stuff. You can't really do it on console because the item required for it, you can't get enough of to actually do it. You have to do a duplication glitch, which they could have patched. They could have fixed that. But also you can't do it on controller. It requires you to be on PC to do it. Or use keyboard and mouse. Which generally you can't play these games on keyboard and mouse on console. Kind of upsetting, but hey. They make their decisions. What else do I need? I need the membrane. Okay. Yeah, so when it comes to this game, I think, yes, magic is very strong. It feels a little bit more streamlined, which I like. I do prefer in this game where you can have, your weapon, shield, one-handed and shield, or two-handed, and then you can still like cast like magic. It's not, you can one-hand or two-hand spells, right? Which I think is pretty cool. So I don't have to sit there and like, oh, I need to get a healing spell out. Let me, quickly swap to it. Now I gotta put my shield down. And, the best way to be more effective is I need to use both hands. And it gets a little chaotic in Skyrim. I like the little sub menu in Skyrim a little bit more because I can swap. Like when I'm swapping to my mercantile stuff, I have to sit here and I have to go through all the other stuff I've grabbed to find it. And instead, I can just favorite it and just grab it all, which I like that. I like that a little bit more. This wheel's pretty nice though. I do like that. Enchanting is a little weird too, because it's based off of what, like the spells you know, or like it's based off something weird, like a weird. Yeah, it's based on something weird. You can't disenchant, because that's what I thought originally. I thought it's like, oh, you have to disenchant stuff, because I have only played Skyrim. I never played this game before. So I was keeping a bunch of stuff until I got to where I could enchant, and I had read online because my weight was full. And it was like, and I needed money. And it was like, oh no, that's not how it works. It's like you can sell all that stuff. I was like, oh well, it's kind of useless. Because it's based on some weird things. Like, whatever you know, like, you just, I want to say automatically learn it, but that's kind of the way it works. You basically just automatically learn it. Or is it, it's based on the spells you know? I think it is. I'm not quite sure. Don't ask me. I just work here. But, you know, in Skyrim, you have the crafting, the alchemy, the enchanting, which I haven't figured out alchemy in this game. I'm used to an alchemy table that tells me it's just right there. Pretty sure there is alchemy in this game. Yeah, I've never done alchemy. I don't even know how to. It's also hand to hand. Yeah. Like you can straight up just use your hands. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Where you can, you know, in this game, I think they went for more of like when you're talking about in this game, the more like RPG, like traditional quote unquote, where you know it's all based off of even in the very beginning where you like pick a class and you sort of play around that class a little bit. You know, getting new spells, upgrading your spells, your weapons, your armor, and it's a little bit more streamlined. Whereas in Skyrim, I think they focus more on the experience, the actual world itself. So the crafting. You know, you need to go and smelt this ore to make these weapons, or to upgrade your armor. You know, upgrade your weapons and your armor, and they sort of made it I wouldn't say necessarily more free, because everyone kind of falls into the stealth archer. It happens. As much as I sit here and I go, oh no, I'm going to be doing a two-handed heavy build, or you know, dual wielding, or a sword and shield, always sneaky archer. It always happens once you get that Nightingale set. It's just because of the way sneak damage is. And also you can level up your sneak. before you even leave Helgen, you can get 100 sneak if you want to. So you can get ridiculously high sneak super early. So you can get to 100 sneak. You can get 100 sneak, you can get to 100. If you go like a class that has like flames, the flames incantation, or like a destruction spell, you can get 100 sneak, 100 destruction, 100 one-handed immediately, like before you even leave Helgen. It takes some time, of course, but so stuff like that, and it's like, oh, and then you just boost your level up before you even leave, which subsequently makes the game a little bit harder when you do that, because yeah, you're leveling up, but you're not gonna have the gear, because nobody's really gonna sell the gear yet. Like, it kind of will. I mean, you're walking out there with the Stormcloak stuff, or the Imperial stuff. Well, if you level it up, you level up that way, you're leaving with the Stormcloak stuff. Ow. I'm trying to find this last thing, and I just can't. Let's go down this way. Have I been down this way? There's a dead dude there. I may have went down here. So, oh, I'm gonna turn around. No, this is where I just was. I am so lost. I could have very easily screwed myself. Because I could have needed something from where you get the breath of life. Well, no, I can just go back. Yeah, I entered there. I can remember how I got there. I think it was here. Yeah, it was here. Maybe? No, we'll figure it out as we go. But, as I was saying, they streamlined a bunch of stuff in Skyrim. Sort of play like the more physical side. You know, magic's okay. Like, you primarily want to use staffs, which is perfectly fine if you want to do that. Actually, there's another streamer, small streamer that I watch, Travis the Sibling. You should check him out. He's pretty good. But he's been doing a Skyrim playthrough, and in it, he's using, at least when I last saw, he was using magic, and he beat Alduin at like level 24, and he's playing on like the second highest difficulty. And I was like, what the shit? It's like, oh well, yeah, magic's really good early, but it just falls off when you start, like when you get to much higher levels. That's when damn stealth archer just walks in like a big dick in the locker room, and there's nothing you can do. You can't beat it. Stealth archer, it's just damage wise, just outperforms. Is there no thing for me to use here? I may have fucked myself. That is the only path I know, and I'm pretty sure it's back that way. So what's over here? This leads, I think, out. I am running like a chicken with my head cut off. Trying to figure this out. Okay. Yeah. I remember this. Now, the few times that I've played not Stealth Archer, I enjoyed it. I wanted to play Magic. Actually, I originally, I mean, that's why I picked Spellblade. In this, because I was like, oh, Magic's really good in this. And as much as, the spellcrafting's good, you can make really good spells, I kind of like some of the, I kind of like Skyrim's Magic a little bit better. Because it's, I'm not necessarily it's more simplified, but ow, fuck, I know exactly where I am. I can't find my way out. Damn it. Yeah, that's the exit. Uh-huh. I think that game's broke. Maybe that's what's going on. I think my game's broke. I had quick saved earlier. I just want to out here. Yeah, my game is straight up broke. Yeah, yeah, no wonder I couldn't find the membrane. Yeah, because I was like, why are none of those things opening for me? Oh, Geronimo. Well, brought me back here. Yup. Ah. Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way it's broken. Chat. This is unfortunate. I have to redo so much. Yeah. let's die and see where it throws me back to. Yep. That's unfortunate. I would have saved here. Let's see if this will fix it. This is... No, because he's still saying the Garden of Flesh and Bones is over there. I may have screwed myself the moment I walked in here. Because I noticed things were a little weird, and I was like, whatever. Because I had said earlier, I was like, oh, my bar is off. It's being funky. I might be trapped. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trapped. Ah, shit. I have 42 hours in this playthrough. Please, no. Todd Howard. Todd Howard, you beautiful, beautiful bastard. I need you to... Oh, the last autosave was then? Oh, no. Oh no. Go back to my quick save. Oh, that was so long ago. Let's go. Let's go back to this one. Maybe? That's unfortunate. If I have to... Because that autosave... Oh, I know exactly when that autosave was, too. That was back when I had to restart my game. Which means I would still have to... Okay, I heard some things happen. Yeah, that was back whenever... So it means I would have to do the Necromancer quest again. I would have to get the cups again. Which... That wasn't really that big of a deal. Oh, what else did I do? I started another quest line. Okay, here's the doors. Okay. Okay. Doors are here now. We might be saved. we might be saved. I know we're in Chegora's World of Madness, but okay. We're gonna quick save here. Because if this is bugged, the last quick save I had wouldn't even have mattered. Okay. We might be good. We might be good. Let's see. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about the difference between this game and Skyrim. I think the magic in Skyrim is just a little better because this game streamlines it a little bit, especially with the spell crafting. So you don't have to. So you can make better, more powerful spells. But they're all the same thing. They're all the same thing. You know, there's no. I don't feel like there's any difference, really. Like, no major difference, I should say. And a lot of that is just. I think a lot of that just comes down to animations. Okay. Went down there. That's where the blood is. And he found this membrane. I don't know where this membrane's at. It's not here. Oh, is it up here? Right, that leads there, that leads there. This leads to... I know where this leads. This should lead me to where the breath of life is. Ah, there was one budget. Shit. Because I think the membrane is in that. Yeah. Well, these guys are dead again. I came back through here earlier and these guys were alive. I already have the breath of life. Shit. Oh, God. This is not good. Because I need to get back through there. These only opened because there was a wisp of light that led me through here. What happens if I... No, that won't work. Yep. Then there's no... Yeah, there's no switch for them either. Damn it. Damn it all. That is so unfortunate. I might have to go back so far. Or I could just leave, reload. Then I don't know if that would fix the issue at hand. I'm trying to remember how I got there in the beginning. I keep going through that way. This is a dead end. Yeah. That's also a dead end. This leads back around to the beginning. Or does it? Try to go around 3 messing with me. I have a little, I have puny brain. I have small brain, no wrinkles. Very smooth. Is this it? Yeah. Is this it? Yes. This would be it. But there's no... Yeah, the switch is on the other side. I have smooth brain. I got no wrinkles. You can't be doing this to me. Wrinkles gone. Brain very smooth. Oh, this is new. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. Oh. I'm just an idiot. Oh, we're quick saving. Wait a second. Okay, we found it. Okay. Chat, we did it. It only took me running around like a... So weird. Why did they do that? Where did you go? Why are you running? Why are you T-posing? Why do all of you T-pose at me? Just very menacingly. Oh, Lord. What the... What in the world? This game, I swear. Mr. Howard. You have some explaining to do. Wait. This just leads me back to here. Okay. So not this way then. Oh, it's probably this. Hey, we got it. Oh. Okay. It only took me having to restart the entire dungeon crashing. How did I never... Where even is this? Yeah, this had to have been in that other area. Yeah. Okay, so I was right before. Wait. No, exactly. Because up there. Hold on. You're fucking telling me. All I had to do. How I missed this. Mind you. How I missed this. Because I swear I would. Yeah. How I would miss. Because it's the door. Because I know. Because of this sword. The amount of times I've passed this claymore. And I just wouldn't go forward. Yeah. Because I think I would go. What? Huh? Maybe I would go up here? Yeah, because... Well, no, because if I had ever went up here, I would have had to fight that dog. It was right here the whole time? Oh, brother. I'm so dumb. Me a smooth brain. There are no wrinkles. No wrinkles in my brain. How? I've spent the better part of like 40 minutes trying to find that. Okay. So now we go. Okay. How? Because it would come through this door. Because I would have passed this claymore. Because I would see the claymore. I'd use that claymore as a landmarker every single time. How I never looked up that way blows my mind. Blows my mind. Okay. We just stupid. We dumb. My brain has no wrinkles. They're all gone. Yeah, because I would come through this door and be like, oh, I can't go through that way. Oh my god. Oh my god. How? How did I miss that every single time? I just didn't look left. I never looked left. This is the worst Easter egg hunt ever. I don't like it. Okay, lady. I gotta find my way out of here. Yeah, through this door. Please don't be glitched. Please don't be glitched again. Yeah, yeah, go this way. Exit should be up this way. Oh, the door's there. Okay. All is not lost. Okay. That was something. I never want to do that again. Anyways, back to my random rant. Just the word vomit I've been spewing. I think a lot of it just comes to animations, and I'm glad that they kept. Because from my understanding, I didn't play the original Oblivion, but from people are saying they kept a lot, and from what I've seen and read about how they created this game, I believe everything. This game is a combination of the original engine, and source codes, everything, original files for the game. But the graphics, like the way that the game runs and plays and everything. Excuse me. But the graphics were redone in UE5, Unreal Engine 5. So it is the original game. They probably patched maybe a couple of things. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. They might have patched a few things, but it's still a janky piece of shit. Which honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Truly. I think Bethesda has found a way to create amazing games that have so much replayability, and they've basically made it like, because every single time, because there's so much to do, they don't create small games. Even this game came out originally in 2016 or 2006. Sorry, this game came out in 2006, almost 2 decades ago, and there's so much to do. Like, I'm 40 hours in, and I've done the main story, some side stuff. I haven't even done the Dark Brotherhood. I haven't done the Thieves Guild. I haven't done any of that. And apparently there's a bunch more to do. Like, each province and everything has stuff to do. There's another DLC. I'm not even sure how close. I think I'm pretty close to being done in this one. But that's just wild to me. Just how much there is in this game. It says came in 2006. The only thing they added with the deluxe edition was 2 super quick side quests, which I did. Actually, I did this quest. They took combined maybe 30 minutes. Just to get the new like armor and weapons and horse armor. And that was really it. I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing the armor. I think it could be like the best armor. I'm not even sure. I have a full Daedric set. I'll go look at that to see. Where's this lady at? Lady. Madam. Madam, what's your name? Where are you? Where did you go? Okay, you're not here. What time is it? Okay, it's 5 a.m. You should be in bed, right? Oh, there you are.
You have returned with all the components. Excellent. All that remains is to choose the body parts. Fearing one day someone might manage to kill my child, I have been preparing a new body. I've created versions of each appendage with various enhancements. You must choose one of each. I am attached to them all. Artist's prerogative. Select one pair of legs, one left arm, right arm, torso, head, and heart. See me when you have finished your selections. Don't take all day making your choices.
Where do I make this at?
Is it that difficult? Fetch one of each.
Fetch one of each. From where? You can give me an update on the quest. Okay, but where do I... Where do I get these body parts from?
You better have a good reason for disturbing me.
Oh, down here. Let's go. Wound sharing. Rest of magic. Oh, weird.
Too much pain. You've made your selection. Now we travel to the statue of our lord in the fringe. There we will perform the ceremony. Make haste.
Okay. Anyways, back to my crazed ramblings. They make games that are just so massive. There's just so much to do. Like the worlds never feel empty because it's like, oh, there's this inn over here. Let me go to it. There's people in there, and then they give you some sort of quest line or, you know, a little side quest. Like, there's so many side quests to do. Some miscellaneous quests. And we're just on the like the base games you can put hundreds of hours into trying to complete everything. And then you have the DLCs, which are also massive. And they did this game. And what a lot of people don't realize, they made this game and they put it out there. They really, yeah, we're gonna sell it. $50. $50 for a full remaster that includes all the previous DLCs and everything. It's just because they've made so much money from this game already that they're like, we're just at this point we are covering the cost that it took the remaster,
Shall we start the
and
ceremony?
then $10 for the deluxe for adding in the extra content.
First, place the gatekeeper's body into the cistern of substantiation. At the beginning of the worlds were five: fire, water, earth, air, and light. Darkness turned into day. The void took form. Hidden away by virtue of its own self-awareness was the sixth, containing within it the five which birthed it. Flesh. Meat with the desire to consume like fire. Place the dermis membrane into the cistern. Blood, liquid nutrient, that ocean which casts pearls of life upon the shores of existence. Place the blood liqueur into the cistern of substantiation. Bone, branch and stone of the body, giving shape and structure. Place the osseous marrow into the cistern. Breath, child of air, bestowing movement, the stirring of spirit. Place the essence of breath into the cistern of substantiation. And last, the light of flesh, the illumination of soul, perception, thought, memory, imagination. I summon thee, walker in flesh, flesh of true flesh, from those waters of oblivion which sire thy kind. Come to this altar, join with this body, quintessence of flesh joined with the essence of flesh, absolute immortal, immortal bound to contingent. Stand clear of the cistern, over here, by me. Honored Daedra, fear not thy abasement. Thou shalt be the holy in this temple. I bind thee, Atronach, to this body. Henceforth, gatekeeper of the Shivering Isles. My child, it is time to fulfill your destiny. Stand guard in this land against all those who seek entry not bearing the mark of Sheogorath's favor. You shall know them by the coldness in their minds, the darkness of spirit. What's this? My child, they are coming. Destroy them. Show them your true power. Watch my child destroy the interlopers, or run to Sheogorath. Either way, tell him of our doings here. Send him my tribute, and my affections. Watch out!
I'm just warming up. Whoa!
Good shit. Anyways, they just make the games Is it enjoyable, fun, and
Our child stands guard once again.
just I said there's just that level of jankiness too. Where you just have these moments and you laugh. Yeah, like earlier when my horse disappeared. I was in tears. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, only in a Bethesda game. And here's the thing. They can release a game with these bugs and glitches and all these things. And most of the time they don't care. Unless it is something that makes the game completely unplayable. Like the original copy of Skyrim. And it's come back, actually. It's come back a little bit. Depending on certain mods, actually. Even ones like on Xbox that are like approved mods. In the original copy of Skyrim, there was an issue where like birds or like a rabbit would go across the road while you're traveling and it caused the cars to glitch out and you could not proceed. There was actually a mod that I was using that changed the textures of armor, like weapons and armor and everything. Make it besides the point, but basically where they retextured them, it was actually causing some clipping on the guards. It was like breaking everything. I had to get rid of the mod until I got past that opening bit, and then I could reinstall it. But it's moments like that, and most of the time they don't even care. The restoration glitch in Skyrim, where you can make potions of restoration, which then somehow drinking those makes your alchemy better. It's super weird. It's something about like making, I forget what it's like making potions of restoration, drinking them, and you can make better potions of restoration and then drink them. But then that increases like how strong you can make potions, so that you can just make a potion that increases your enchanting. And then you can enchant a piece of gear at a super high level that makes your alchemy better. So then you can just continue this. It's this whole thing. And then you can turn around and make potions of blacksmithing. And even, again, potions of enchanting at like, they'd increase it by like 1,000,000%. So that you can make these weapons and armors and with these enchantments on them that make you unkillable, you one-shot everything. When you do that, they sort of, I think their view on that is like, if you want to do that, fine. You're going to ruin the game. Because then whenever I've done it, I just blow through everything because I'm one-shotting Alduin. I'm one-shotting everything. Just walking through. And I find like I don't have fun because I'm not in the game. Like I'm not experiencing it. Now, like breaking out a Whiterun, I don't care about that. Like, I'll do that all the time. Just make money. Just make some quick cash. I don't care. There's also spots where you can, I think it's in Dawnguard. Yeah, it's in Fort Dawnguard where the trolls are. There's a pillar and you can take a wooden plate. If you do it properly, you'll go into the map. And you can access another couple of chests down there. Get a bunch of loot out of. It was even with... And a lot of people had issue because there was stuff like that in Starfield. I know that like the easiest way to make money in the beginning, because remember I was doing kind of speed runs of the main story when I would, spoiler alerts, when you can go in the New Game Plus. If you do that, then you can choose to like basically simplify the main story. So then you don't have to do it all. You can just be like, hey, this is where these things are. And they're like, oh, you're right. But we found these other ones too. So, but when you do it that way, it's the exact same every single time. So I knew, like, it got to the point where you would go to the planet. Oh, what was it? Whatever planet it was. And the starting planet, you would land there, and the ship merchant, you could actually get his chest by even like break out of the map, and you could do a bunch of shit. And you get his chest, and it had like tens of thousands. It was like 35,000 gold or something. It was a crazy amount. So I would do that, and then I would go to Mars. There was this very specific gun I would buy, and yeah, I can remember doing that. But I remember they tried patching that stuff. They tried fixing it, and people were kind of out of uproar. They were like, "Why? Why fix this? Why try and make?" And I get it. Starfield was like their baby or whatever, which I always think I always think it's funny because we've had, I know of 3 companies or 3 entities, I should say, that gain their popularity from high fantasy. So the 3 I'm thinking of would be Bethesda, George R.R. Martin, and Christopher Polini. So if you don't know who the other 2 are, George R.R. Martin is Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. And Christopher Polini, if you ever read the Aragon series, it's a really good series. High fantasy about people who ride dragons. The 2 of them started writing like sci-fi books, like space exploration books and everything, wanted to go away from the high fantasy. Same thing Bethesda did with Starfield, like space exploration stuff, and it wasn't as good. Like, it just was not as good. Like, Starfield was fun, but it didn't hit right. Also, there's a few things with Starfield. What's up, Shiagora?
A new gatekeeper! Excellent! Oh, we might be onto something with you after all. And I see you've learned to summon flesh astronauts.
Have I?
Relmina must like you, little Duchess. But probably not in that way.
Yes, Your Grace?
What is happening?
Lord Sheogorath.
Oh.
I apologize for the intrusion, but you must help us. Order has attacked Brellock and routed us.
Well, well. What a turn of events this is. It's new, and I like new, even if it's bad. And this is bad, isn't it? This is a particularly exciting turn of events, is it not? A perfect job for you, my newest and only noble in the realm. If Order has entered my army's stronghold, things have taken a disturbing turn. It means Order has tried subterfuge, not its strong suit. Amazing! Perhaps things aren't going as poorly as I'd imagined. You'll want to get all the details from the messenger. Unless you already have. You haven't, have you? Well, aren't you precious? Do you really not know? Haven't you noodled it all through yet? Because he is me! Well, I'm him! We're a bit of each other, really. I won't be here when he arrives because I'll be him! Happens every time. The Grey March starts, Order appears, and I become Jiggalag and wipe out the whole realm!
Huh?
Stop it! Oh no, can't do it. Believe me, I've tried. It never ends well. But you're still going to stop the Grey March. Stop Jiggalag! Me? From destroying my realm! Soon. Too soon! I can already feel the change beginning. I feel like I'm not quite here. I'm not over there yet, but I'm not quite here. And I've been having moments of clarity that are quite unlike me. Like now. Now? Nothing has changed. You deal with this messenger. Make sure my army is secure. You'll need them. Cat's out of the bag on that one, isn't it? Who puts cats in bags anyway? Cats hate bags. Soon, I'll turn into Jigalag. There's no stopping it. That doesn't excuse you from your duties, though. Get to it!
I was wondering, because I was like, oh, he has like two, because like everything's divided into two, right? There's been this representation of two, right? And it never really like hit me. Yeah, makes sense. That's interesting. At least. Also, apparently, I can summon. I think I'm just collecting trophies as I go. Kind of funny. Apparently, I can summon these once per day. Oh, that's cool. But I was just saying, they've figured it out. They've figured out how to make games fun. Like they're just fun, simple games. I think, you know, I think with Skyrim, Skyrim has so much more to the immersion. You feel so much more just immersed into game. You feel so much more like, you know, like being able to build a house. You know, that is one of the coolest things they ever made. Being able to actually get married. You can't get married in this game. Having actual, you know, like romances. You can adopt kids. You can have a family. You sort of, you leave where you finish playing your playthrough. You kind of set your character, and I've talked about this before, not on stream or anything, with a friend, about how I love games that leave the ending. So games like Skyrim, Baldur's Gate 3, haven't played this game yet. I'm going to assume it's the same. They leave it sort of open-ended to where it's like you can create your own headcanon, if you would, as to what happens. You know, my character, you know, we built this house, had this family, and he just lived out the rest of his days, his or her days, here as the Dragonborn, saved the world. You know, we took down the Dark Brotherhood, or we joined them. We, you know, same thing with the Thieves Guild. You know, you sort of make your own decisions and then you leave it. I think that was my issue with Starfield. Spoilers. I know the game's been out for years now. If you haven't played it, what are you doing? You're. They never make it feel like you've completed the story. Because the way the story ends is you collect all the fragments to And then you go in the hyperdrive and you go to the center of the universe, where you make the decision to either stay or continue on into like New Game Plus and continue the cycle again. Right? You basically travel back in time, beginning of the game, or just right after the tutorial section. And then you make the choice whether to, you know, either A, speedrun it, or B, do the whole story again. Which, and then they sort of add like little differences throughout it. I think I only had 2 times, and I did in one go. I think I was at New Game Plus 20. And I only had 2 instances where I got something different. And that was it. And like all these people were saying, like, "Oh yeah, I got this this time, I got this time," and I was like, I never experienced that. Which, you know, was whatever. And a lot of it is like it's literally in the beginning, like when you walk into the whatever the group's building's called, the lodge. When you open the doors, like things will be different. Excuse me. So, you know, because my goal was to get to New Game 20. And I was like, okay, at the end of New Game 20, I'm not going to continue the cycle. I'm going to stay behind. Because it doesn't matter. That was the other thing. Because it was like, it doesn't matter. That's what kind of bugged me. Was that I did my first playthrough. So when I was just first playing the game, because I played it on release, I knew nothing about the game. I did all this stuff, did all these quests, I did all this stuff, and then I go in and then it all just gets reset. And I was like, man, that's so disappointing. Because I feel like I did all this stuff, all these side quests and everything. It didn't mean anything. So when I did New Game Plus, I got to my 20th time, and I was like, I want to get to New Game Plus 20. And I got to there, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do the fast route, I'm going to do everything. So I did a bunch of stuff. I set up the trade stuff and everything, and, you know, on the planets, and all this other stuff. And there were some things in the game I just never really worried about. But, you know, I actually just went and re-experienced the game. And I was like, okay, this time I'm not going to get into the cycle. I'm going to break it. We're not going to go back in time. We're just going to stay in this timeline. The game had up in the corner, everybody, you know, it was like, it was constantly almost reminding you that, hey, you can... The quest was basically, like, the main quest was still there. To continue the cycle. Like, you couldn't just break it. And it felt like just such an incomplete experience. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't like it. Whereas in these games, you know, if you're talking the end of the main story for this game, I'm the champion of Cyrodiil. You know, I went and I got Battlehorn Castle. I got all these, you know, I'm the Knight Errant of the White Stallions. I'm the Arena Champion. I'm all these things. And then I'm going to, when I stop playing this, you know, I have a home. You know, my character will live out their days in their home or whatever. Right? Which makes for a more fuller experience. There was other reasons I didn't like. Hello. There's other reasons why I didn't like Starfield. I didn't like the weapon system all that much.
Your return is most welcome.
Because I remember I had gotten in my very first playthrough because I wanted to do a melee-based one. Because there's like the melee class you can do. And I was like, oh, I was doing melee base class. It could be like super cool. And I specifically remember it's 10 p.m. Shit. It's too
The
late.
saints stand strong, Your Grace.
Thank you. Let's see if they sell any repair kits. Remember, I got this. I was playing the Ronin subclass. And I remember I got this
Greet your lip.
really like a legendary like yellow, you know, like a legendary knife and had like all these perks on it.
Got my eye on you. Knights of Order have appeared in the Isle. What do you need? Goodbye. You're
And
hungry, thirsty. I can
I
help you.
couldn't
See you
use
later.
it after a certain point. It was useless. I never got a better knife after that, like a better melee weapon. It just felt so bleh, you know, so blah. It was the same way with me with well, kinda with Cyberpunk. Well, yes, Cyberpunk, you choose endings and then you go back, and you know you can still kind of meh. It was weird how they did the ending of Cyberpunk, which Cyberpunk ending was good. A completely different game, completely different franchise. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I say it was a lot of it was like the weapon system I didn't like in Starfield, which it was more like the Fallout weapon system, and I'm not a big fan of the Fallout games. Like I've tried, I've tried to get into them, and I just can't. I think a lot of it's just I don't like the weapon system as much. You know, I think I enjoy. I really enjoy Skyrim's, where it's like, and even this one, where it's like there's a clear progression. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's very simplistic, and even in you can upgrade them with like enchantments, and in this game I think they're a little bit more advanced because you can add multiple enchantments to something. But for the most part, in say, let's go back to Skyrim, you put one enchantment on something. It's like, oh, I want this bow, this orcish
Hail,
bow,
Duchess of Dementia.
and it's gonna have, you know, lifesteal on it, right? Absorb health, and that's it. Like it's super easy, and then I can, you know, level up that bow. I can create, you know, enchantments to, you know, continue to upgrade this orchestra, or even just like an iron bow, right? To make it, you know, strong. I can stay with these weapons. So if I get this really good sword, right? You know, super early, I can stick with it. Or, ooh, I really like the aesthetic of this armor. You know, you can stick with it. I just think that's kind of the thing in this game. I was like, you can't upgrade your weapons and armor. I mean, you kind of can, I guess, with enchantments. There's no forging. I know there's mods for the original one that allow it. I hope they add full mod support for this game, like Creation Club mod support. Who knows if they're going to? I kind of doubt it. I think I wanted to show this. I'm not gonna say cash grab. I think this was sort of a passion project that they just kind of wanted to work on. Wow.
The saints stand strong, Your Grace.
Honestly, I think it's to give us a look into Elder Scrolls 6. I have set like a combination of Unreal Engine and the Creation Engine and everything, because if Elder Scrolls 6 visually is like this game, and even some of the ways, like aspects, just like the frame rate wise, and everything else with this game. If this is what we're going to be getting with Elder Scrolls 6, I'm so excited. I'm excited to see what changes they make. Like, is there going to be, you know, are they going to nerf stealth charger? Are they going to add back in spell crafting? Are they going to, you know, bring back classes? Like, what all are they going to do? Because, you know, yes, Skyrim does classes, which I actually kind of like the classes in this. You know, I low-key kind of do. There's actually a mod I use in Skyrim that allows you to pick classes in the beginning, so that, you know, you can, you know, it's like archer, right? You do more damage with bows, or you do more damage with critical hits. It's actually a really cool mod. I forget what it's called. I think it's Realm of Lorcan. I think it's what it's called. I have to look at that at some point. It's a really good mod, and it's on Xbox. I'm not sure about PlayStation, but it's a really good mod because it adds classes, give you a little boost to everything. You know, like 15% extra bow damage, which 15 extra percent is a good bit, especially in the beginning. But it also, you know, it makes, there's a bunch of things with it, but it also allows certain things like magic, right? I think I did like a conjuration one at one point where I could have 3, because you could pick, like, yeah, I think I was able to get 3 summons at one time, just running around. Of course, I had, you know, the limitations of magic to be able to summon them and everything, but yeah, I could have 3 summons at once, and that's what I had. It was super fun. I know that they have stated it's super hard for them to come up with ideas for Elder Scrolls 6 because everything's already been done in Elder Scrolls 5 and 4 and Oblivion and Skyrim. And there's even people who don't even want to play this game. Don't even want to play the remaster because there is the Sky Oblivion mod, which is I believe it's a Skyrim mod that ports in Oblivion. So basically it was but it's like moddable and everything, so and it works with a bunch of different mods. And there's a lot of people who are playing that still because they're like, oh, you know, there's a bunch of mods and everything has to work on this that don't work with, what's it called? They don't work with the new one and everything. And like I can see that, and it's more of it's, you know, to each their own, I guess, sort of deal. I've really been enjoying this game. Like I said, if Elder Scrolls 6 visually looks like this, even if you look at the people,
Hail, Duchess of Dementia.
like they're still a little weird, but it's Oblivion, right? Like we're not. If we look back comparatively to when this game first released, the bar isn't high, right?
Mad God's blessings, Your Grace.
And they still encapsulated that a bit.
Hail, Duchess of Dementia.
But even some subtle things that they changed, like the mouth animations actually make the words instead of it being, you know, some just the mouse moving or whatever. It is actually fairly accurate with what the words actually would be. I said I think they're getting feedback. I think they released this to, I'm not gonna say it's not, there wasn't a plan to make money on it. I think they were well aware that Oblivion is such a loved game that they would be making money off of it. And even, from the people who've never played it, like me. Like, I've never played this game before. Couldn't tell you a single thing. Could not tell you. I have discovered a lot of things on my own, of course, and I've actually had to also look some stuff up, because it's kind of confusing. But the amount of people that played this game, loved this game, they knew people were going to buy it. But like I was saying, I think they did this more as a tester, maybe even make some money. I mean, they very easily could have, put this game out there for $80 plus $40 for the DLC, then another $20 for the deluxe packs. Whatever. Made it like a $120 game, right? They could have very easily done that, but they didn't. Which is one of the reasons why I love Bethesda. Because they're like, hey, base game's $50, $50. Everything else is going for $60, $70 right now. And if you want to go to the full $60 price, we're also going to throw in some like extra armor sets and horse armor. And the horse armor is a meme. If you know anything about the history of microtransactions, and it kind of started with this game, the original Oblivion, because someone had asked Bethesda to make horse armor, and they were like, okay, we'll do that. And then they charged, it was like $2 or something. It was like $1.30 for this horse armor. And then it was right after that, so many companies started doing that sort of stuff. And it's sort of what started most of the microtransaction trends that we see now. Which, say what you want about microtransactions. I think the issue that a lot of people have with microtransactions is with the purchasing of them to buy, like buying the store credit. I think it is over monetization. And because when you have games that are a free to play game, right? Take Overwatch 2, Fortnite, Warzone, Smite, League of Legends. The list just goes on and on. They have to make money on that game, so of course they're gonna add in microtransactions, because at some point, they're gonna have people who's playing it, and at some point, someone is gonna spend money on the game. I know, like Warzone. I had saved up COD points for past several seasons, and I was like 200 COD points off to be able to buy like one of the packs, like a skin pack. And I was like, man, like to get, it was 200 points off. I'd gotten 100. I was 100 points off. To get 100 extra points to get this skin back would have taken me so long, and I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna buy. Like, I'm gonna buy 200 COD points. It was like $1 or something. I think, yeah, it was like $1 or something in total. It wasn't even that much. It was like under. It was like sub $2. And yeah, they got that little bit of money out of me. But then you have the people they call them in the industry, the whales, the people who just dump money into it. And I was like that a little bit when years ago, many years ago, back when early Fortnite. I was kind of like that with Fortnite a little bit, where I wasn't shoving thousands into it, but I spent easily like $200-300 in total, and it wasn't even like I'm dropping $100. It was like, yeah, like 5 year, yeah, like $5. Yeah, we'll buy this whole thing. Or it was like $20, right? And yeah, that stuff adds up. But they bank on that. Now I think it's games that, and I know that it was Dragon Dogma 2. People were kind of hating on that game a little bit because they had all the stuff you could buy from the store where it was like, oh, this teleportation stone. You know, you could buy like a pack of those, which you can earn in game, but you can buy a pack of those for like $10 or whatever it was, and people were mad at that. To me, that was whatever. I think it's.
God's blessings, Your Grace.
I think it's another game that I absolutely love would be Destiny 2. Destiny 2 fell into that trap. What is it called? A trap? Fell into that cycle of over monetization where because you had to pay for the DLC. So like the DLC base was, you bought that. So that came with the story and the raid. Then they would release 2 dungeons with every expansion. Those also you had to pay for. It was like $20 each.
Hail, Duchess of
There
Dementia.
was there was 3 seasons in expansion. There was 3 or 4 season expansions. So then every 3 or 4 months you're buying. You spend $10 on an expansion on a season for the battle pass, season pass. Or actually, the way that Bungie worked was Destiny 2, you actually had to pay, it was $10 for access to the seasonal content. So you can even play the seasonal, story, and the seasonal story, you can play the seasonal activity, none of that if you didn't pay the $10. And it got to the point where people just stopped. Like, you could either buy all this stuff, or you could shell out, it's like $120 a year to get everything, and you would be saving money, but you would get, the story, which came with the raid, the 2 dungeons, and all the seasons and everything, and it was like, yeah, if you add all that up, you're saving a bunch of money. But it was just so over monetized where it was like, oh, because they would also have little seasons, like little events, and during these events they had these cards and these rewards you would get, and you had to pay to actually unlock a majority of this stuff. So it was like, oh, you're doing all this work, and they kind of played it off as like, oh, you're doing all this work and everything, you might as well spend another $10-20 to be able to unlock all this cosmetic stuff. It was all cosmetic. And it was like, why? So this sort of, and I get it, they needed to make money. But it got to the point I've talked about the seasons, and I'm going to do an argument about this too, where the seasons got to the point where they were just copy and pasted. They weren't original, so it just wasn't enjoyable.
Is that fresh? Fresh bread I smell.
It got to the point where it just wasn't enjoyable anymore because everything was just copy paste. And there was just massive gaps. There was massive gaps. Actually, the one event they actually had out that was a bunch of fun was called Pantheon, which was like a boss rush mode.
Yes?
And
What is it?
it was so much fun because I remember me and my friends played that, and you couldn't get us off that game mode.
Stand strong, Your Grace.
We played that game mode so much, and then it was only around for a few weeks, and then they just got rid of it. And people were like, "Why? Like, why would you just like?" You saw a huge resurgence of players come in to play that because there was a title, like there was a bunch of cosmetic stuff involved with it. They brought back a bunch of old weapons, so you could go and get these weapons again. And especially when you were talking, like it was right before the expansion drop, so you have all the people like us who were preparing for the day one raiding, and even just preparing for the expansion. It was a good way to farm out really good loot and everything. It was so much fun. And they just got rid of it. Just all that stuff. They just got rid of it. It was around for like a month. And then they just got rid of it. And so many people were like, why? Why would you do this? There was no need. Like, you could have kept this around and, you know, more people would probably still be playing the game. Like, I know that I played the most recent expansion, and then, for the most part, played the new dungeon a few times. No, I didn't do the new dungeons. The new raid. Did the new raid for about a month, and then just stopped. Like, there was no
much to offer, and I'm always on the lookout for more.
Yeah, there's just no point in me playing. I just stopped enjoying the game. Alright, we gotta repair hammers now.
That's if you have anything else to goodbye.
What's up? It is late. So we're gonna repair stuff. Now I'm gonna save and I'm gonna call it a night. A armor increase 69, nice. Okay. Man. We gained almost 30 followers today. That's huge. Alright. You'll have a good one. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. Make sure to check out my Twitch if you haven't, my YouTube if you haven't, and my TikTok if you haven't. You'll have a good one. Bye-bye. Love you.